In my coaching and mentoring journey with founders and leaders of startups and mid-sized organizations, one of the things that I hear from them many times is that we don't have the budgets, and it's a fact that when you're starting something which is an idea, even for causes that I work with, there's the budgets are limited, right? And you're bootstrapped. So how do you go about this journey of building that business and building the tribe for your brand? How do you go about building this brand? And one of the things that I share with the founders is storytelling. And this might sound like, I always speak about storytelling. And let me share with you one story. So I got interested in barefoot running. I just happened to see Milind Soman, who is barefoot runner, and I could see that he runs with a particular sandals. I got interested. I tried to figure out what is that sandals, and I found out that this is Luna's. And then I got more interested in the brand Luna's. I started doing some research about the company. That's what I do. And I went and searched their website. I went and looked at their story, and I got really fascinated by the story of Luna Sandals. And the story goes that the founder himself, who was a barefoot runner, in fact, he was called Barefoot Ted, and he was really interested in this running, but he wanted to figure out that what is the kind of, is there a kind of a tool that I can have or something that I can put which is going to assist my barefoot running, because all terrains are not good for barefoot running, and especially if you're on gravels or if you're on doing a trek and running, it's not so easy being barefoot. So he tried to figure out. So he looked around the world, and he met this particular tribe, and then he met Manuel Luna somewhere in Canyon, the Copper Canyons, and that's where the story begins. He had his first experience of a kind of a shoes, or a sandals rather, not shoes, sandals, a barefoot sandal that was being created, which was crafted by hand. And this was in 2006. He actually saw this, Manuel Luna actually took out a rubber tire sheet, and from that he cut out a shape of the feet, and then with some strings he created what is a barefoot sandal. That was his first experience that he actually saw, and he started using the barefoot sandals, and he fell in love with barefoot sandals. And that's where the story begins. It goes on later on. It's a very simple sandal, perhaps one of the oldest human inventions. And a lot of tribes, you will find that they put in something below their feet and they tie it with strings. Human beings have learned that the protecting the bottom of our feet can give us a huge advantage in many environments. And this is there on their website. You can go and have a look at it. But I got interested in this story. And now, why am I sharing this with you? Going back to this, answering that question, I as a founder, am I telling the story of my organization? Here is the story of of the founder himself of Luna Sandals, who goes on to share his story with the world. And he creates his first sandals, and he falls in so much in love with this pair that he's created. A lot of people keep on asking him, what is this? And then he starts making it for others. It starts from his own passion, trying to solve his own problem, and then it starts spreading to others. And slowly a tribe is created of barefoot runners who also start using the Luna sandals. Later on, you find this coming out in a book called Born to Run. And this is something about, and he says that this is a concept of how to run pain-free. Now, this is a point of view. Now, this is an interesting thing. So first part is that you see that he becomes the chief storyteller for the organization. So you as a founder can be the chief storyteller of your organization. Today, you have enough social media tools for you to share your story. How did you start? What is the origin story? What is the problem that you came across that you are trying to solve? But many times you say, okay, but this is not for me. Am I supposed to be doing this? Is this the role of a marketing department? Now, you don't have a marketing department, but even for organizations where there is a marketing department, this is not a marketing department KRA or the role. The chief storyteller for an organization is the founder. You tell the stories, You tell those stories that builds your tribe. The people who come and join you, join for your vision, join for your story, who become a part of your team, who become a part of a greater vision when you have nothing to start with. And even when you are growing and working on an idea, you need a team that buys into a story. And you need to become that chief storyteller for your employees, for your customers, for the market out there. And you start telling those stories. Just like in this case of Luna, we could see that the story was being told, and then videos were made, shared on YouTube. You'll find the first barefoot running experience of the founder with the Luna sandals that was crafted on YouTube. If you go and search, you will find this. Now this becomes interesting. Here are two or three things happening out here for the founder, and this is a story, this is an idea which I want to share with every founder out there. If you don't have the budgets, if you are just starting off, you become the chief storyteller for your organization. Start with what is it that got you passionate about this idea. What is it that what is the problem that you're trying to solve in the world, and why are you doing this? Like in this particular case of Luna Sandals, it was somebody who wanted to do barefoot running but wanted to figure out what is the best way of doing barefoot running, and the movement can preserve, but at the same time provide that kind of whatever's that comfort that's needed on different kinds of terrains. And that's where the whole story begins. Now, you become the chief storyteller. The second piece is that you need to have a point of view. What are you trying to change in the world? If you don't have a point of view, then you're just like the crowd. You're one of the crowd. You don't have it's not just having a story, but also having a point of view behind your story. What is the reason for your existence? A tribe is built around a point of view. There are many runners who are barefoot runners, who believe that running barefoot on earth is the right way to run. That's the way the nature intended us to run or to walk in different terrains. All that you need is a little bit of protection. That's how many of the tribes or cultures do it worldwide. Traditions, if you go back and see, that's how they did it in the past. So there is a point of view. That's the second thing. The third thing is very important, is your personal passion about it. You yourself have to be passionate about what you are doing, right? You need to own the products. You need to be believing in what your own story is, and you need to live and breathe your own story. If you're not living, if you're not breathing, if you're not passionate about your own story, nobody else, not your employees, not your partners, not your investors, not your anybody else is going to be as passionate. And this means that even through the ups and downs, you need to have a point of view to which you stick to and you believe in, and you need to lead the pack. So this is the third thing that you need to do as a founder. And today you have enough social media channels that cost you nothing for you to go out and start telling your stories. So whether you are a small business starting from a garage, starting from a home, you're bootstrap, low budget, or you're mid-sized company, you are in a category that you are there, you need to become as as the leader of your organization, the face out there telling your story. And you find all the great leaders who have built brands, they are excellent storytellers. Whether it's Elon Musk that you look at it, he has a point of view. He's controversial maybe, but he has a point of view on things, and he does go and shares his story. Steve Jobs, one of the greatest storytellers of our times, he had a point of view, and he was always out there in the front during every product launch, and he was telling a story for Apple. And the same thing you'll find for Mark Zuckerberg, that he also has got the very same kind of a kind of a thing, that he has to be there and he has to tell the story for all the new products, all his vision that he's creating. And that is the chief storyteller's role. And that chief storyteller is you, the founder of this company. It costs you nothing. You can do it, whether you are just baking something from your kitchen. Why the hell are you doing it? What is your origin story? What did you get? Why did you become a home chef? Various things that you can bring out in your story. And this is what stories do, is they create bonds, they create connections, They create emotional connections, and then they start building tribes. People come and want to work with you. Investors want to invest in your company, and you have consumers who want to deal with the products, and they want to become a part of your tribe if they believe in your story. So as a founder of your company, as a leader, you become the chief storyteller. This does not cost you anything, just like in Luna Sandals. In fact, I got so fascinated by it that I went and purchased a Luna Sandals for myself. And yes, the product is excellent. A lot of research I can see has gone into it. The quality of the product is excellent. I find it really amazing in terms of different terrains when I wear these sandals. But it all started with a story. And that story is what I bought into. I just did not buy the product because the sandal is available even for 1,000, 2,000 rupees. But here I bought into a story of Luna. And that's what made me buy this product. Please share your thoughts, that you as a founder, you as a person who's running a startup, what would you do if you have, what are the stories that you are telling in the market? Share your thoughts and ideas on this. Thank you.